share a dream together around the world, with a voice from every country, a face from every land. We'll celebrate the future hand in hand. We'll celebrate the future hand in hand.
The future is coming. We gotta catch it if we can. The magic's unfolding, and you can hold it in your hand. We can touch tomorrow today to make some memories that'll never fade away.
Put your hand on the future. Share a dream together around the world,
With a voice from every country and a face from every land.
we'll celebrate the future hand in hand. Join the celebration. It's an invitation. Feel the inspiration. Our dream we all share. From the very start of it, you can be a part of it. At the very heart of it, everyone from everywhere. Put your hand on the future. Share a dream together around the world, with a voice from every country and a face from every land. We'll celebrate the future hand in hand. We'll celebrate the future hand in hand. We'll celebrate the future hand in
There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors, doing new things, because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We're always exploring and experimenting. We call it ImagineEars.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the ImagineEars Disney podcast. I am your host Matt, and I am joined, as always, by my good friend and co-host Susie. Hello, Susie.
My eyes were blue. I gotta take these off. My glasses, but my eyes hurt. I'm getting old, Matt.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
It's a circle of life.
I can't keep looking at these screens. Also, a few things I want to address.
It's all that blue light.
Thank you, Matt. Yeah, it really is. For taking over last week and rocking the show while
It was not an easy feat. I have come to the realization. Well, I've always had the realization. I've always known this, but it was just proven last week. I cannot do this without you. You were loved and appreciated.
listen.
Blessings upon you.
Listen, you make me feel appreciated as a co-host. But I wish it didn't come at the cost that it did last week of why I wasn't here. I was absolutely dying on my couch. So way to step up. So sorry, guys, especially for our patrons. It sounded like a fun trivia y'all did after.
Oh man, we had a blast. Let me tell you, Disney Channel original movie trivia.
Yeah, oh, I'm
Can't get any better.
Sorry, I missed it. One other thing I want to address to our people watching This fell down recently. I have not fixed it because it broke.
Hold on, I'm trying to remember what it was.
It's this thing. It's this Star Wars thing. It's this.
Oh, okay. It fell down.
It fell. Yeah. So this isn't art. This is just string.
Kenner toys.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? Your Kenner action figures.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh, it's falling. Okay. I'm ready to go now. I had to address
Yes,
the
yes.
stuff, but let's go.
Well, welcome back. And you did mention our Patreon last week. We had a blast, and like that immediately following the show, we are going to have a blast again with our Patreon as we discuss the upkill. Like this is a big week. All right, a lot of things taking place this week in the Disney world. No pun intended.
Nice.
23 is this weekend, and it all kicks off with Disney Plus Day on Thursday. So lots of things hanging then. Thor Love and Thunder comes out on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday. And I think that's going to be our movie of the week, by the way, for all of our watching audience for our Friday night movie. We'll talk about that at the end of the show, just as a reminder. Pinocchio also comes out on Disney Plus Day. It's Tom Hanks. I'm at least give it a shot, right? Anyway, so Disney Plus Day is Thursday, and then D23 is this weekend. So
Yeah.
this is big. I mean, this is the first D23 since COVID, right?
I mean, yeah. Like the first real D23.
Yeah. So a lot of things have happened between the last D23 and this one. Announcements were made, things didn't happen for obvious reasons. So we may see the revival of some old projects. We may see some announcements on current projects and when they are expected to happen. But that will take place after this show, and that is exclusive for all of our patrons. So if you are not a patron, what are you waiting for? If you want to support the podcast, you can do so by going to patreon.com/ImagineEars. And for as little as $2 a month, you can take part in these little extra things that we do each month, whether it's the post show, whether it's our monthly trivia, where we will do a different trivia topic. So this past month, we did Disney Channel original movies. This month, in honor of the Amazon Prime Lord of the Rings series, which has oddly gotten very critical reviews. I watched it and actually liked it. I don't see why.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting for
It's
a
very
specific
pretty.
reason.
It's very
but I'm
it's very
watching it
pretty.
soon.
Yes. So we're going to do a Lord of the Rings trivia, but we Lord of the Rings trivia for September, and then we're doing Harry Potter trivia for October, and then what did we decide on for November?
We're
I
gonna
don't
do
remember.
Muppets at one point.
Muppets. That's what it was. We're doing Muppets for November, and then general Christmas movie trivia for December. So we have the whole rest of the year planned out. So
Which isn't much longer, by the way. We're in the Burr
absolutely
months.
crazy.
Welcome
crazy.
to the Burrs.
Yeah. So anyway,
Mm.
so you have access to exclusive content like that, and then of course our monthly giveaway as well. And I'm going to Disney next week.
You are.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's next week.
It's next week.
Oh my gosh,
So-
time is flying.
I'm actually going to Orlando this week and next week. I am actually representing Travelmation this coming Thursday for a little media preview for
Ooh.
Halloween Horror Nights on Thursday evening.
Ooh.
And then next Wednesday, I will be at Disney World. So I will go pick out our gift for the month for our patrons.
Tell the people what's going on next week, though.
Yes. Well, next Thursday, the 15th, it is my birthday.
What? That's what I was talking about.
The big
Yay.
3-6. I'm getting old. See all the gray hair. It's coming along in very nicely. So
It
Thursday
makes you
evening.
look distinguished.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So Thursday evening, we are doing Halloween Horror Nights,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really looking forward to it. I have heard great things out of some of the houses. Um, there wasn't a whole lot of IP this year, and a lot of people were, I think, initially turned off by how little IP there was and more of the original house concept.
Mm-hmm.
And I have heard that there is a specific house, which I won't mention just yet because I want to see it for myself, is maybe one of the best houses they have ever done. And it's not an IP, completely original
Ooh.
story and everything. So I'm really excited. There is also an original house that is themed to like a house of the future, but it's pest control and the bugs have taken over.
So it's tough to be a bug.
Yeah, but if you're afraid of bugs, it's not where you want to be.
There's
Anyway.
less singing and dancing.
Yeah. Yeah. So Thursday, Halloween Horror Nights. Friday, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
Love it.
So it is going to be a jam-packed weekend full of greatness, and I'm looking forward to it. So
That's great. Be sure to wish Matt happy birthday, everybody,
Oh.
next week.
Well, I'll be coming back with lots to report on, and we'll definitely have a D23 recap probably for our next show as well. So
Yeah.
need to see if we can squeeze that in before I go down there next Wednesday. So should be fun. Maybe we can record on Tuesday, so Monday, so it'll give me enough time to edit this thing down and post it as quickly as possible after D23.
I
We'll
can do
discuss that later. Well,
We'll
yeah,
talk.
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So, all right. So, Disney Plus Day is coming up this week, and we wanted to do an episode on Disney Plus and talk about our favorite Disney Plus originals.
Mm-hmm.
Could be series, could be documentaries, could be movies. Little mixed bag.
I have a mixed bag. It's heavier at one end of the bag, but it's a mixed bag.
It was hard to narrow it down to 10. I technically have 11. I have an honorable.
You always do.
Look, I was flip-flopping between the 11 and 10.
Okay.
So I made us through that in there. And before we start off, I'm going to say hello to everyone in the comments. Hi, Claire. Hi, Angele. Angele, I know you're going to be there next week for the party. Hopefully see you there, buddy.
That's awesome.
Jonathan Joseph. What's up, man? So thank you, everyone who is watching. And leave your comments on what Disney Plus originals are your favorites. And we'll be sure to mention those here. Well, as every list that we do starts off, we always start with Susie. So list away.
All right, you know what? I can't really get onto you for having like two things, having an 11, because my 10 is two things, but it's like the same vein of things. It's just hard to put it into one thing. Let me explain. So number 10 on my list are the Disney galleries that they do, the behind the scenes of the makings of the different Disney Plus shows. And but I also have Into the Unknown, which is the behind the scenes making of Frozen 2. So basically anything that Disney Plus does that is basically like a DVD extra that you would get if this was a movie or a series on DVD, I have always loved, and obviously Matt is way more into the technical side of filmmaking, but I'm just awed watching people do things that I can't do. And I love those shows. That first one they did for The Mandalorian.
So cool.
Dave Filoni's little monologue about the importance of the duel of the fates. And in these shows, you get to see the actors in a different way, watching how they did things. Obviously, I like The Mandalorian, and we learned about what's it, the volume, or the big circle video thing that they have with
Yeah,
all the.
I forgot the name of it, but
It's
yes.
something like that, something fancy. So you've got that, but then it was so cool watching the behind the scenes of like WandaVision, especially the first couple of episodes where it's very Dick Van Dyke style, and they made it with the lighting and the costumes and the effects just like they would have a sitcom in the 60s. It's just awesome seeing the attention to detail that they put into these to this content.
Kyle is confirming it is called The Volume.
Okay. Thought it was something weird like that. So yeah, any of those behind the scenes shows, making of documentaries, I'm here for them 100%.
Can I have 2 honorable mentions? Because I think I would be remiss if I didn't mention those. But yes, you are absolutely correct. Those are spectacular. It's hard to even boil them down to one particular one. Yeah.
Right.
Just because
So.
they're so well put together. And you're right. If you are a big fan of like DVD extras and behind the scenes stuff, like all of those are just really, really great. Sitting down with the directors and the writers, actors, and kind of going in depth and the so for a lot of the stuff, the reasoning behind what they did. It's just a really nice in depth look in all the series.
Yeah, love those.
Okay, I'm giving my 2, my honorable mention and my number 10.
Do it.
So my honorable mention, Chippendale Rescue Rangers. It was fun. It was it was better than I thought it was going to be. I laughed out loud in many places. I thought it was great. Different than what I expected, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. So there are a couple things that kind of bothered me a little bit, but I won't get into those. Peter Pan, but
that's like a if you know situation, and obviously they know, and they shouldn't have done that. But I'm gonna save my comments on that for maybe a little later in the show.
Oh, wow. Further up the list. Okay. So my number 10, look, I have loved in general the addition of all of the Nat Geo stuff. So I'm going to put at number 10 the right stuff. I love space exploration.
I forgot about that. Dang.
I love space exploration and the Apollo behind the scenes stuff. Recreation kind of, it wasn't a documentary, it was a drama. Kind of behind the scenes on what took place in the selection of the Apollo astronauts. A little disappointing news. I don't know if it's like confirmed, but I've heard that season 2 is actually not happening unless someone buys it and does it elsewhere, because Nat Geo is not going forward with that concept. They're moving in a different direction on what they want for their streaming material, which is disappointing because it was really well done.
It's a unique format for Nat Geo. I liked it. I loved that show.
Susie, before we move on, we have a very special guest in the comments. Mr. David Dollar.
David Dollar
is joining us live on YouTube.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
What's up, dude?
David, we need to chat soon because we've been talking about it for months and months and months. We need to have you on.
And we have a way to do it. We can make it work with whatever your schedule is and still go live on Tuesday because of
technology
movie magic.
Because of the volume.
I'm legit on hold with guest services on with Disneyland with one earbud in the other ear. Relatable.
Yeah. Such is the life. All right.
Number 9.
Mm-hmm.
I have Star Wars Visions at number 9 because I love the platform that it gave different storytellers, different styles of animation. This was just Disney Plus is a place to do something different, to take risks And I'm really glad that Lucasfilm did that and allowed that like anime style of animation and really let the Asian culture influence Star Wars, because it always has. George Lucas was inspired by, samurai movies and all of that, that style of filmmaking. So I loved Star Wars Visions. It was just so unique, and this is the perfect platform for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Spoiler alert, there might be quite a bit of Star Wars stuff on our list this evening.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Also, Melanie Frady loves your hat.
Oh, thanks.
So thought I'd let you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 9 for me, Muppets Haunted Mansion.
Shoot, I forgot about that. Good choice.
I mean, it was the highlight of my Halloween spooky season last year. Absolutely. I cannot believe it's already been like a year.
I can't either.
It's insane.
And can I also just say it's like the highlight of the last 5 to 7 years of Muppet content, because it's been kind of rough, unfortunately. I love the Muppets, and it's been not consistent.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking at some of the comments. We'll get into that in a second. So yeah,
I saw it too.
I'll finish my thought on Muppets Haunted Mansion. It was so much more than I expected it to be. It was perfect, and I felt the only downside, I wish it was longer. I wish they could have stretched that out to um, an even longer length for it, because I mean it was just chock full of characters and cameos. I mean, it was like the old Muppet TV show, the Muppet Show, with like current actors and stuff. So it was really fun to watch. I loved what they did with it.
Yeah.
Let's see, comments. Jonathan Joseph said, if Obi-Wan isn't on here, I'll need to find a new travel agent. Don't you worry, my friend. He's coming soon. David says, I'm waiting for Matt to give props to High School Musical, the teen show, the series, the stage show of the musical, the soundtrack, the movie, the show.
The sequel.
No, that did not make my list. Sorry, Kenny Ortega.
It
But
didn't make mine either.
did not
I've
make it in.
actually haven't seen it. And I like
Spencer.
the musical.
Actually, no, Samantha first. Muppets Haunted Mansion is the only Friday night movie I was able to make.
Aww.
Samantha, come back.
Well, we're glad you made it for that one. You're batting 1,000, because that one was great.
That one was spectacular. I think Friday's going to be fun with Thor. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm looking forward to watching it for the first time. I just didn't have time to go watch it in the movie, so I don't know anything. La 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 la.
I saw it. I liked it.
Yep.
But that's not a spoiler.
Spencer says, Muppets was so good. It was missing one thing. I felt not enough Wildcat aura present. A Kennyless original is no original at all. Give it Zac Efron. Give it Joshua. Well, what's his name?
Bassett.
Bassett.
Oh yeah, because of how this is. Sorry. Just the reason we can't read that word is when we get the comments, and if there's a word and even part of the bigger word has like certain letters in it, for some reason it filters it out. Like pass holder, it puts P asterisk holder. So sometimes we have to, interpret comments differently.
Yeah. All right. So
it's a family show.
Yes. Absolutely a family show, keeping our clean rating on Apple iTunes.
All right. What are we at? Number 8?
Number 8.
All right. This is I Chip and Dale made my list. Chip and Dale made my official list. Although now hearing, I can't believe I even like went back and looked at lists of Disney Plus originals to make sure I wasn't missing anything. And I can't believe I missed Muppets Haunted Mansion, but I'm going to stick to my list. I had Chip and Dale. Yeah, the Peter Pan thing is disappointing, but the number of cameos and jokes and like just pop culture nods, and it was so self-aware. I really enjoyed it. I thought that, again, it was a risk, and I'm glad they did it. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Okay, number 8 for me. The Beatles Get Back.
Hmm.
I love a good music documentary, and especially when it's with the Beatles.
Hmm.
Did this make your list? Maybe.
Hmm.
Hmm. I imagine it's higher. Um,
A wee bit. By the
and
way, I see Ringo next week.
oh, because he rescheduled, right? This is the
Mhm.
reschedule. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
St. Augustine.
Yep. Saw
Cool.
Paul in May and Ringo in September. So
That's awesome. So, but
it's
Beatles
really
Get
cool.
Back. I mean, heartbreaking at the same time. I feel like, but it's if you're a fan of the Beatles, if you're a fan of music in general, it's a good watch. I'm sure Susie will add to the comments here shortly on that. So
Yeah. That was 8.
that was 8 for me.
All right. 7, prop culture. Where is the second season of prop culture? This is the content that I came to Disney Plus for. I won't lie to you guys. Almost every episode in some way I'll do it now, made me cry. The Mary Poppins episode. Oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful how much emotional weight an item carries. The Muppet movie episode with Kermit's banjo. Oh my
Yep.
gosh, Narnia. No, I love those books and I love those movies, and then just I felt the nostalgia coming back so much, and that movie's only what 15, 16 years old.
Mhm. Honey, I
Yeah,
Shrunk the Kids.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, that was a great series. We need another one.
Yeah, David says when they reunited Paul Williams with the banjo, got dusty in this room. Yes,
Yeah,
it did. So somebody's
great
cutting
series.
onions. Okay, yeah, that's great. Great, and I I thought about prop culture, and then it like left my mind as I was distracted by something and didn't add it to officially to my list, but it should absolutely be on my list somewhere because it's amazing. Um, okay, so number 7 for me, Loki, my first Marvel series.
Wow. I'm gonna
Yes,
be honest with you. I didn't think this is gonna make your list.
I loved Loki.
Really?
I love the
I
off
mean,
the
I do
wall
too.
like time bending like craziness, and I think it sets up what's to come for the next phase of Marvel. I
Hmm.
loved the interaction between both the Lokis. Good chemistry there
All
on
the
screen.
Lokis, yeah.
All the Lokis. Gator Loki was fun. But yeah, there was lots to love about that. Again, completely bizarre and off the wall, and it's something they tried a lot of things with all these Marvel series that
Hmm.
were unconventional, but I loved it. So yeah, Loki's up there for me for a lot of the Marvel series.
Nice.
It's not the number one, but I loved it.
Is that a hint?
Maybe.
Huh. Huh. Well, until we get there. Number 6, I've got, hear me out, guys. I have the magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom because again, this is the kind of content I wanted from Disney Plus. It was a behind the scenes look at the care that goes into taking that the animals need at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Babies being born, surgeries, unique things that they do to the habitats, just meeting some of the animals, and then when you get to go, you see them on exhibit, it's awesome. You feel like you know them. I don't know. Disney does a lot of really good work with conservation and with their animals, and just getting to see that side of things, because it's a completely Animal Kingdom is so underrated, not just in terms of like attractions but the work that they do is awesome, and this show really showcased that.
For sure. For sure. I love all the behind the scenes things, especially the parks and Animal Kingdom. But yeah, that was a really, really solid pick. So love it. Number 6 for me, Light and Magic. Probably one of the newer
Yeah.
things on Disney Plus. Um, this is for the techie. Like if you appreciate what Light and Magic has done, or maybe you don't even know a whole lot about Light and Magic, I think it perfectly encompasses the influence that Light and Magic has had on filmmaking,
Mhm.
starting with Star Wars and how they did all the things for that, all the way up to Jurassic Park, which was a literal game changer for the
Yeah.
industry in the movie going experience, uh, bringing dinosaurs to life on screen. Admittedly, I watched Jurassic Park recently in like 4K, and you can tell quite a bit. It's like some of it hasn't aged that great, but that T-Rex scene,
Yeah.
oh my
It's
gosh.
better than anything any of the Jurassic World movies have done. Claire is watching, except for casting Chris Pratt. That T-Rex scene is better than anything that they did in those other movies. I do not like this full CGI dinosaurs. I don't care for that.
Yeah.
That T-Rex is amazing. Yeah, ILM is, and knowing that it started off with just a bunch of off the wall guys who most of them just did this as a hobby and
Out of
knew
their
each other
garage.
out
Yeah.
of their garage, and they literally transformed the industry. It's wild.
So yeah, definitely go watch Light and Magic if you are both a Star Wars fan or a general movie fan. I think it's fascinating stuff.
Yep. All right, top 5. This is where I have Get Back. That documentary, it's long, it's a lot. It is one of the most amazing things I have ever seen. I've watched it like at least 2 or 3 times all the way through, which is saying a lot because it's like 9 hours worth of content. But every time I see it, I constantly am thinking, oh my gosh, I can't imagine how much footage they went through to put this together. There's a lot of care that went into that documentary. And you're right, it's awesome. It's so cool to see the Beatles' process of putting together what eventually would be Let It Be, the album and the rooftop concert at some point. But it's also heartbreaking seeing the early signs of things falling apart. I
Falling
think at
apart.
this
Yeah.
point they had maybe 2 years left because Abbey Road was yet to come out. But it's hard to watch some of that, but that's what history is. Even though we're just talking about like the Beatles, it's still a significant part of popular culture and history. And I love the Beatles. I actually went and saw in theaters the like sequel to all of this. They played the full rooftop concert at IMAX like a few months after this came out. So it was really cool to see it all cultivate like that.
Yeah. It was
Culminate?
beautifully done.
Yeah,
Culminate, yes.
culminate.
I know what you were meaning. I know what you
Words are hard. Anyway, thanks, Pete. Thanks, Peter Jackson.
mean. Yes. Yes, indeed. What are we at? What is this? 5?
5.
WandaVision. WandaVision.
Really?
Yes. What do you mean? What is that surprising to you?
Yes, it is. I thought you had that higher based on an earlier
Well, look,
comment.
it's hard. Like the top 5 here, I was like, oh my gosh, how do
Oh,
I?
mine are very close. Yeah.
Yeah, WandaVision, I think personally, is the best Marvel series so far. I'm
Mhm.
thoroughly enjoying She-Hulk. I think it's hilarious.
I'm glad you are.
No,
I'm watching it. I'm not as excited as I used to be for the shows. I don't know what's going on.
and I've appreciated all the different styles that they have done with each of the different
Oh
series.
yeah,
It's like
that's
not all the same.
great.
Miss Marvel was fantastic. I thought that was a great series for especially the teenage audience
Mhm.
and introducing that character. And I'm sure we're gonna see some stuff with the Marvels coming out maybe for D23. We'll see.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I think WandaVision for me was the story and the writing. It was great, and we've talked about WandaVision on this podcast many times,
Extensively, yeah.
extensively. Um, Jonathan says I thought Hawkeye was underrated. I would agree. I would agree. That one's solid too. But yeah, I really loved what they did with WandaVision uh, because it you thought it was going a certain direction and then they just completely like turned around. So it was like a big surprise.
Mm.
Agatha Harkness, I thought was a great character introduction. So yeah, and I don't want to like completely spoil it if some of you haven't seen it yet, but you should definitely go watch it if you haven't because it's really good. And my only complaint is, and this is where I wish they did a better job with the transition from these shows into the movies
Mhm.
because I thought they didn't do a great job establishing what was going on with Wanda in WandaVision and then the Wanda that we saw in Multiverse of Madness. I thought it was just a little,
She'd been messing with the Darkhold for too long.
I guess, because it seemed like she was all like repentant and sad and stuff, and then Multiverse, she's like, never mind, I want my kids.
Listen, I'm a Wanda Maximoff apologist. I adore her. So
Is
I'll
she
keep my
dead?
thoughts. No,
I don't think so either.
no way. No way. All right, gosh, I'm going to be honest with you guys. These top four, I could interchange at any given time. So let me go ahead and say this. Realistically, this is my number one because of personal reasons. Objectively, I had to put it at number four because of the things I have above. I will comment on. This is where I have Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Same.
And it's honest to goodness my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing on Disney Plus. I loved it. I loved every second of it. Character development was fantastic. I was nervous knowing that Vader was going to be in it. I don't think it messes up the timeline and the emotional weight of their battle in A New Hope. I think it adds to it. And knowing that battle. Okay. Okay, hold on. I just choked on my laugh. Okay. You see Obi-Wan really give up on any possible hope of redeeming Anakin, and I think that makes the ultimate redemption in Return of the Jedi even more powerful.
Agree. Yeah, that scene when they battle there in the series
Mhm.
and Anakin has the dialogue with Obi-Wan. Again, not spoiling anything, but just a very, very powerful scene. And
Oh, it's so good.
it gives even more, I completely agree with you, gives even more weight to the redemption arc in Return of the Jedi.
The acting is phenomenal. Hayden Christensen knocking it out of the park. And that scene, I'm not going to say which scene, just even his presence as Vader in the suit. Fantastic. Obviously,
Aren't
Ewan
you?
McGregor, I just adore it.
I'm actually really glad they didn't make this into a movie because that, I believe it was the original plan.
Yeah, that wouldn't have worked in a movie.
We got, how many episodes? What, 6?
6 episodes. So you basically got a trilogy of movies worth of Obi-Wan.
Yeah. So I will gladly take that. Swansea. Is Vader voiced by James Earl Jones? So yes and no. Well, I mean, it depends. So Hayden did some stuff. but they did take James Earl Jones' voice and sampled it for the dialogue. So, and then altered it because, I mean,
yeah.
James is in his 90s now. So
Yeah, so I watched. I went and saw Rogue One in IMAX the other week because they have it released, and I saw the Andor preview, and I am hyped for that show. By the way, but you can definitely tell between like Rogue One when James is voicing Vader, and then same thing with Lion King a few years ago. He sounds a little different. I think the quality of the sample in the Kenobi show, he sounds more like the traditional Vader.
true. But regardless,
But yes and no because
awesome.
that one scene.
So we talked about Obi-Wan. That was number 4 for both of us.
Nice.
So back to you.
This is where I've
Number
got this is WandaVision. This to me is the best Marvel show by far. I don't know if anything will top it. It was the first one, and it was the one that everyone was like, "What?" when they announced it, and then we saw the first episode, and we were like, "What?" And
in the second episode, we were like, "What?"
What?
In the third episode, what?
What? Every single episode was that way, but I loved it. They have the storytelling, the homage to television, the music. I don't think we can forget all of those catchy tunes. And then I am just profoundly moved by Vision's line of what is grief if not love persevering. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. The whole show is beautiful. Just showing what it's like to go through, to grieve and to experience something like that, and to get a deeper look into Wanda, who is a much more complex character than she had been in the films. This really added to that. And again, we've talked about WandaVision before, so that's all I'm going to say about that, because I could go on, but I don't need to.
Ash is just joining us on YouTube and asked, "What did I miss?" Well, let's recap real quick, shall we? Number 10 for you, Susie.
I've been clearing my list. Number 10. Oh, I had the Disney Gallery shows.
The Right Stuff. Number 9.
I don't know. This is my list. I've been clearing it because I just to keep up with where I was at. I don't remember, guys. What did I have at number 9? Shoot. Oh, Star Wars Visions.
Star Wars. I had Muppets Haunted Mansion.
Is there an undo button on this? No. Cool.
Number 8 for you.
I don't know.
Okay. I had
Chip and Dale.
Chip and Dale. I had the Beatles Get Back.
7, I had Prop Culture.
7, I had Loki.
6, I don't know.
Okay.
No, 6.
I had Light and Magic.
Oh, the Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Yes. Number 5.
Get Back.
I had WandaVision.
And
4,
then we both had Obi-Wan Kenobi.
3, you have WandaVision. 3 for me, don't laugh. Yes. Claire, Beatles was... Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Beatles.
we got it. Yeah.
Got it. We're up to speed.
All right, what do you mean don't laugh? What's about
Don't
to
laugh.
happen?
Don't laugh. Number 3 for me is The Wonderful World of Mickey Mouse.
I'm not going to laugh at that.
Some would laugh at me. I think I have laughed more at these than I have on anything on Disney Plus ever.
Nice.
I love them so much. Can you believe that it has been over a decade now that we have had the new Mickey Mouse animation style? It's been a
Has
decade.
it been that long?
It's been a decade. Crazy, I know.
What?
But
Oh my gosh.
these Wonderful World of Mickey Mouse shorts, the new ones, House of the Future is so good.
That one's really funny.
House of the Future is great. I can't remember the name of the one where Donald has the vision of what would have happened if he was as popular as Mickey.
You showed me that one. That was awesome.
Brilliant. So brilliant. So funny. Yeah, good stuff. I mean, I need to catch up because I haven't seen a lot of the new ones, the newer ones that they've released. So,
Mhm.
but spectacular series. It's so tongue in cheek and like self aware. Yep, I loved it.
Nice. I'm not making fun of me. I think that's a good choice. I know how much you enjoy those. All right, here we go. I'm telling you guys, my top 4 I could interchange almost entirely, but number 2, I have The Mandalorian.
Same.
I liked Obi-Wan better, but I think Obi-Wan had higher expectations because Ewan McGregor and everyone had been wanting this for years, and it met and exceeded those expectations. So I still think it's better. But I think from a like culture standpoint, The Mandalorian really changed the
Delivered the
game.
goods.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Mandalorian delivered the goods. I have it as my number 2 as well. I think, oh gosh, I mean, it's just so perfect.
It really is. I still have a few concerns about some things in the second season. I'm still have a few concerns about where the show is going. I just don't want it to get distracted from being about The Mandalorian. And I think it's about to make a massive course correction. I think we're going to get a lot of Mandalorian lore and culture added into the third season based on things from the Book of Boba Fett. Shout out to Bryce Dallas Howard for directing that episode.
What a
If you know,
boss.
you know. She's amazing. Gosh, I love her so much.
Give her her own movie, please.
Give her anything she wants for the rest of her life. I trust her. I trust her with my life. But the Mandalorian changed the game. I mean, now when you see anything Star Wars related, it's all Grogu. It's all Mandalorian. Like that is the face of the franchise right now.
Do you remember when
And
they first
rightfully so.
announced this and that people were like doing a bounty hunter series and it's not Boba Fett? Like, what are you crazy? Yeah, they were crazy.
Well,
And it
paid
worked.
off.
So good.
Paid off.
And interestingly enough, Boba Fett didn't make our list. At least I don't think.
No.
I don't think it's your number 1.
It is not my number 1.
There were enjoyable moments, but yeah, it was strange. I enjoyed a lot of it, but it just wasn't what I was expecting it to be.
It took a long time for it to get going. When it got going, it was great, and I don't mind a slow burn, but
yeah,
it was a slow burn.
But The Mandalorian is so good. It delivered on a lot of things, introducing new characters, introducing old characters, setting up character.
Bringing animated characters into live action.
Yes, yeah. I love Grogu, by the way, Swansea.
I'm seeing a lot of hate for Grogu. I don't have a problem with Grogu. He's just a baby. It's just a baby.
I want to see the baby. So, yeah, good stuff. All right. I have a feeling I know what your number 1 is.
I have a feeling I know what your number 1 is. And if it's not the same thing, then we don't deserve to be co-hosting a Disney podcast.
I'm glad we agreed on this.
Especially with a podcast with the name that we have.
This is true. At least we confirmed that it's the same. So
yeah,
I was worried there for a second. Jonathan, you would assume correct.
Yes, it is the ImagineEars story. Mm-hmm. Here it is.
And again, it's amazing that The Mandalorian and Imagineering story, 2 of the first things that Disney Plus released with, they started off strong, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They came out of the gates with our top 2, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. Well, feel free to wax eloquent on.
Yeah. Sorry, my mom texted me something and I had to respond real quick. This is a love letter for Disney fans. You can watch it and not get tired of it. The interviews with original Imagineers and cast members who have been at this company for decades and people who talked with Walt, who were there. The first couple of episodes, just getting that full backstory, which again, Disney fans know, but it's so good. It's so enriching. And then seeing how things change over time, technology changes, the company changes, culture changes, and things expand. It's just fascinating. And I'll say this, they cover a lot. There's more they could cover. I think it did a pretty good objective job of hitting on some of the things that were swings and misses, because not everything's been perfect.
Yeah, I was actually pleasantly surprised about how open they were about the mistakes that they made going into Disneyland Paris, and that project, and how it kind of unexpectedly turned for the worse. But yeah, it is a pretty honest look at the history of the Walt Disney Company, from Walt's vision of Disneyland and the creation of Disneyland, his death at the end of episode 1. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
And then all the way through, really right before Galaxy's Edge opened. That's kind of where it takes us to. They go into the technology of Galaxy's Edge, and then also Avengers Campus out in California Adventure. But I mean, the archive. I'm a big Disney history. Love it. Eat it up. I've watched the series like 3 times. Some fascinating historical archive footage that we've never, up until this point, had never seen before.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff you had, but there were some things I'm just like, that it is a gold mine, a treasure trove of just content if you are a hardcore Disney fan.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll say this just in general about our lists. If you take away the Star Wars and the Marvel, there is a theme. And it's documentaries, but it's mostly that behind the scenes, that making of stuff. And I'm sure Sneakerella is a great movie. I have no idea.
Sure.
I actually watched about 30 minutes of it. I was at a friend's house, and their kids had it on, and I was like, well, I don't like that. This isn't great. But there's a lot of just things up there.
Lady and the Tramp was pretty good, though.
Lady and the Tramp was pretty good. I liked the change of location and having it in Savannah, making it more of that, jazz kind of. It was cool. It was a cool change, and obviously dogs are cute. But I think what Disney Plus does best is just it's unique Disney content that you can't find anywhere else. You can find other teen dancing and singing shows. You can find other silly movies on other platforms. You can't find archival things, prop culture, Imagineering story, anything behind the scenes of the park, like the magic of Animal Kingdom. Those kinds of things, those are my favorite things on Disney Plus.
Yeah, crazy. So I'm looking over onto my personal Facebook profile comments.
Okay.
What's up, Greg? Good to see you, buddy. I will not be at Herb and Nina's this Sunday, but I'll be there soon. Football season is back. You should go over to
yes, it
Manton
is.
to watch NFL Go Jags.
Oh.
Go Knowles.
Go Knowles. Yeah.
Oh, man, what a night. Sorry, LSU fans.
I'm not. I mean, we almost gave it to you in the last 4 minutes, so I'm not sorry.
Classic Florida
State.
We were up by 14 points, and one of the people were like, oh, yeah, so we can just go ahead and start packing up. I'm like, not with this team. I'm like, you watch. They are going to mess this thing up. This game is not over until it hits triple zeros, and sure enough, down to the wire. Anyway, that was a side note. But
yeah.
All right. Well, that was fun.
That was fun.
Quite a list.
I love Disney Plus, and of course, with D23 coming up, we'll get some more updates on shows and movies and new seasons and whatever. And we'll be recapping. What the frick was that? We'll be recapping it soon. I can't talk.
Quite all right. So, all right. Well, that is going to do it for tonight's episode. Just a reminder for our patrons, immediately following the show we're going to give it a few minutes. 9:15, we will start our post show where we'll be talking about some of what we are expecting, hopefully, for D23 announcements. If you want to become a patron, you can come and support us by going to patreon.com/ImagineEars. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast, you can do so by going to Apple Podcasts, Google's Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you like to listen to your podcast each week, and just search for the ImagineEars Disney Podcast. If you've enjoyed tonight's show, leave us a rating. Tell us what you love about the show. And also look for us on social media as well. We are all on major social media network platforms, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We need to do more on our Twitter account. It's been a while. Yeah. As Susie nods her head.
Yeah, and I need to do more on our Instagram account.
Yeah. So, but again, search for the ImagineEars Disney Podcast for all of your favorite content, and especially for our podcast, you can go back and find all of our back catalog of episodes. This is what
194.
194.
We need to have a little chat about 200.
Yes, we do.
Because I can't believe, if honest to goodness feels like, I hate when people say, it feels like it was just yesterday. It feels like it was just yesterday we were recording our 100 episode a-thon with
that was
David and Jen.
Quite the 4 episode stretch there. Maybe we should have David Dollar on episode 200.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, now we have to do it. He's still listening. Dang it.
Yeah. He has to do it. So.
Just kidding.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for this week's episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again, as always, for being awesome. We appreciate your support, and we look forward to coming at you next week with another episode. But until then, friends, remember, if you can dream it, you can do it.
There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors, doing new things, because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We're always exploring and experimenting.